Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a little while. You know that let them theory that's like all the rage and super popular? As soon as I heard that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it one step further. And that's what we're talking about today. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you're new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4. We're entering our 9th year of homeschooling, and I tend to say a lot of things that people don't necessarily want you to say. And there might be some cursey words in this video, so please censor, okay? I might try to censor myself. I don't know. Proceed with caution. Today, let's talk about why I stopped seeking validation from other parents, people, and humans, and let's, you know what? Let's just talk it out. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. So how do we get to now? Well, I saw the let them theory and I was like, oh, that's so great. And it's resonating so well. If you're unfamiliar, I think it's Mel Robbins. She put out this thing, you know, because there's people who behave ways, and she's talking about for yourself, for your peace, you need to just let them. They don't want to show up, let them. They want to cancel plans, let them. And just go on with your life. But I feel like there is room to expand on that. And as a woman who is in her early 40s, who homeschools and has generally all around taken relatively unconventional approaches to life, I would just like to say, let's take it back and let's go one step further, okay? So instead of let them, I say, yeah, this is why there might be some censorship needed. So instead of the let them theory, so the older I get, the more that I realize that people, due to politeness or whatever, which is shocking because we also have a complete lack of humanity and a complete lack of politeness, somehow, especially women, we tend to apologize, and we tend to, as humans, put what we need, our focus, or what is best for us individually out there. And we need the validation of others. The more confident that you are in your decisions and what you need and your family needs out of life, the less you will look for that validation from others. So this comes up a lot. This comes up a lot in womanhood, and this comes up a lot in parenthood, and this comes up a lot, especially in homeschool. And I think one of the best things that I've ever heard in receiving criticism, unsolicited advice, and whatever it is do not listen to the opinions of others on your decisions and actions if they were not someone that you consulted before making the decision or action. They do not get to show up and hold space on the back end of something that you would never question them about before you begin. Okay? And we also need to look at the people who are giving us feedback and criticism and questions and all of those things. And if it is not somebody who you would happily trade places with in life, and I have to be 100% honest with you, other than my kids, I would probably not trade I would not trade with a single person I have met, know of, anything. I cannot fathom a world where I would trade places with anyone else. So therefore, no one else gets to have an opinion on the life that I am leading. At least, I mean, they can have it, but I am not receiving it, because you know what? I'm not letting them. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? It is not. And this is something that I try to remember in my parenthood journey and my homeschool journey all along the way. And even with my children, their lives are not mine to live. The same way my life is not anyone else's to live. My job is not to be in their business. How people feel about me, what people think of my homeschool, any of that has nothing to do with me and isn't my business. It honestly is not something that I'm going to concern myself with. And let me tell you, I'm not saying you should not listen to, y'all, we have a lot of family. We have people we love, people we care about, people whose views are very different from ours. And I am not saying that I've thrown the baby out with the bathwater. That is not what I am saying. What I am saying is that I am not taking it to heart. So if I hear a negative, if I hear a thing I don't care for, I am not letting that seep in to my foundation that I know is solid and cause weakness or cracks in what I know to be the right path for me, for my family, for my homeschool. For this Shanna in this world. I am not letting that into my own unit. You know why? Because, okay, so let them over there. But when it comes to being inside you, and you don't have to accept these things. Those who love you as much as you love them will not bring the hate. They might question because they want the best for you. They might have genuine questions, genuine concerns, but it will never be done in a manner that is hateful or that is negative if they truly love you. And if it does come that way, they don't get access to us anymore, okay? If their opinions are mean, if they are cruel, if they come to you with hate, do not let them. Okay? Do not let them. Not everybody deserves to just be allowed to do whatever they want. And I really think societally we would be in a much better place if we as a whole were honest with those people who are ugly. So if the people at Target have an opinion on why your kids are out of school in the middle of the day, if the granny down the street is talking about homeschool, if the, even if it is somebody who just doesn't homeschool the way you homeschool and they feel the need to give you that, you do not have to take it. Do not let them. Okay? So what I am saying is we are not obligated to receive what other people are putting out. That has nothing to do with us. It is not our business. It is not our burden to carry. And it is certainly within our power to say, you know what? I will not let you. I am going to walk away. I am not going to let you keep showing up. I am not going to give you access. That is how we are going to do this because it is the start of a new homeschool year. It is the time when new people are coming to homeschool and where seasoned people, it is coming up again and again because it is back to school season and we do not let other people dictate our lives. We wouldn't live like them. We wouldn't swap places with them. Honestly, we kind of judge the decisions they make for themselves, but we do not say it. We keep it to ourselves because we do not need them to let us. We know we are big people. We understand that just like we want to live our lives and our absolute truths and our absolute individual realities, we're going to extend that grace to other people as well. Their life isn't for me. It is not my business. Their opinion of me is not about me. Do you know how often other people's behaviors and actions toward us have zero to do with us? And I'm going to say it. Yeah, sometimes it's jealousy. Sometimes it's hatred. Sometimes it is literally just that they slept on the wrong side of the bed or they need a snack. It doesn't have anything to do with us. People who are going to crap on your decision to homeschool, they very likely are just jealous that they, one, can't tolerate their children that long, or two, don't want to do it. Or maybe they really want to do it, but they just financially can't do it. So little of what we get in the world has anything to do with us. It is not our business. And we do not have to let them. We do not have to let people be ugly to us. We do not have to let people show up and crap on the decisions we are making for ourselves. That is not our job. It is not our business, okay? So we are not going to let them. We're going to take it a step further and say, okay, that is what I want you to know. I want you to be so incredibly empowered in not only your homeschool journey, your motherhood journey, your parenting journey, your spousal journey, your human journey. I want you to feel so empowered and so confident that you never again go looking for the validation from other people, okay? I want you to model to your children that even, and I say this to my kids a lot, even I do not have the power to tell them what their reality is, what their truth is, okay? My job is to suit up and show up and support them in the paths that they make for themselves, because the world that they live in is not the world that I live in, okay? They are in just a completely different state of being than I am. And it is unfair of me, you, us, anyone, your grandma, anybody, to hold someone else to the standards that we have for ourselves, or hold someone else to the expectation or reality to what we have for ourselves. And because of that, I do hope that we are leading life with compassion. I'm not saying you need to be mean. I'm not saying you need to curse people out. But what I want you to do is internalize. Okay, don't internalize the let them. That's passive. We are not defensive anymore. We are offensive, which is probably a really accurate description of my personality type. We are on the offense, okay? So we do not let them, okay? We say them, because that is how we are going to become confident. That is how we are going to become secure in the things that we are doing. And you do not need me to tell you this. You are a perfectly empowered human being individual, okay? You are doing great things in the world. You are doing your best, and you are working real hard. And I think that's amazing. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to praise you for it. And sometimes I'm going to come here and I'm going to tell you I'm giving you permission, because sometimes people feel like they need to hear that. But you do not. You do not need my permission, okay? You're doing great. You're doing big things. And I hope that as homeschool parents, especially as women, as people raising the next generation of adults, of human beings, that we can just recognize the things that we need in ourselves. So we need to carry forward the confidence and the just the wonderful feeling that comes from knowing that what you're doing is good and what you are doing is right. We're going to carry that within ourselves. But by doing that, we're going to recognize that other people get that extended grace as well. And I think that's where a lot of things have fallen short. And I think that we can rectify that by, instead of saying, let them, we start saying, and that means if people are constantly, if you see Great Aunt Sue and she's constantly like quizzing the kids or blah, 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 or just questioning your whole decision or whatever, there are consequences for those actions, okay? If you are an insufferable human being constantly showing up to even family, even people who are blood related to you, if you are consistently insufferable, you don't get access, babe, okay? So we are not letting them, okay? We are not passively doing this. We are aggressively saying, not on the outside, on the inside, because we're good people. But we're going to hold firm to the belief that we know what's best for us. Every homeschool is unique. Every homeschool is different. So even if it is somebody who's like, why are you using that? That's not even like secular though. Guess what? They don't get to come back again. Okay, we are moving on and we are moving up, and you can come with us or you can just jump off this elevator right now. My elevator isn't going where yours is, so you go worry about where your elevator is, because I am up and up and up and up. I am no longer tolerating let them. No, I do not let them, okay? As always, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll on down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I know that you can relate. I know that you can. You know how I know that you can? Because most of you, I think statistically 98% of you, are women, middle-aged women. Are we middle-aged? I don't know what middle age is, but like 30 to 45, 50, most of you. So, being that we are women, I know that you've encountered many a times when people are giving you your opinion that they assume you want, despite the fact you never once having asked for it. And that's another thing. If you are a glutton for punishment and you're asking for opinions that you don't need, if you give people an opportunity to get through the door, they're going to make themselves at home. And not everybody deserves to be in your home. You know what I'm saying? So no, don't. We are not seeking validation. We are good. We are self-aware. We know that we have the goods to offer. We know that we're making a difference in the world, and we are not going out searching from people who are not even capable of giving you what you want. Do not go looking for answers you will not find, because you will be unhappy every single time. You do not need the validation. If you do, come here. I'll give it to you. You're doing awesome. But we are not going to show up for people, then let them do what they want. We are going to show up for ourselves and for our children, for our homes, for our families, immediate families. We are going to show up for ourselves, doing the best thing that we can do. And then we are going to turn around and tell everybody else. Okay? That's what I want you to carry out of this. I want you to, not out loud, in your brain, maybe you're not that kind of gal, just like two additional F-bombs, internal F-bombs a day. And I think we'll all be in a little bit kind of a better place. And there are a lot of people just in life in general who could stand with having a few more people give them their honest thoughts as far as we need to correct some behaviors in the real world, because people have gotten a little complacent with behaving any old kind of way. And that is not real life. There are consequences. You show up, you're an a-hole, you don't get to come back. I'm not letting you. I'm saying, okay. So I hope that you loved it. Again, I know you can relate. So if anybody feels so compelled, drop it down to the comments and let's make this really entertaining. So drop it down to the comments and give me your best rando person giving you some opinion on some things where you were immediately like, you know what? In your brain. Not out loud. We're still polite. We're keeping it cool. Okay, we're being classy. But you know you got one. And is it a family? Is it, you know, everybody got an opinion, but that is just not your business. It's not your problem. It's not your business. We're all going to be a little happier. We're going to have a lot more respect coming our way because we just simply will not accept anything less. You know why? We will not let them. We say, bye. Okay, one more bit, just because I just picked up my phone and I saw this on Instagram, and it says, teach your children that feelings are valid, teach your children that all feelings are valid, but not all behaviors are acceptable. And that is a perfect personification of what I'm trying to say with the let them versus theory. How someone feels is valid. That's their reality. That's their life. How you feel is valid. How somebody else feels. But the behavior happens when they choose to share that with you in whatever way, behavior, actions, comments, feedback, unsolicited opinions. So the feelings are valid, but the behavior of trying to wound you, change you, hurt you. And again, there are open dialogues that are great and wonderful and constructive around all of these topics. I'm not saying every single one of those is bad, but what I am saying is, you know the difference. You know the difference between a source of love, a source of discussing to understand versus discussing to prove your point. So I think this is really good. All feelings are valid, but that doesn't mean that all behaviors are acceptable. And I think that is maybe a nicer way, slightly less F-bombs, but you get what I'm saying. So you're feeling, sure, but when you bring it to me, that's the behavior. And that's not always acceptable. Okay, bye again.